Hello, my name is Lilian Okibe. Welcome to my channel. If you have locks, particularly if you have starter locks, and I'm very sure you must have heard of the ugly stage. The ugly stage is actually one of the reasons why many people shy away from getting locks, because they are afraid of having their hair looking crazy and like out of place and unkept for a certain period of time. I've actually gotten several messages from you guys asking me how I'm able to keep my hair looking presentable even though I just started out. For those of you that are new to my channel, my locks are 3 months, a little over 3 months old. Yeah, in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get past the ugly stage. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please keep on watching. The first thing you need to do to get past or to get through the ugly stage is change your mindset. I feel like the ugly stage it first starts from the mind. It's a thing of the mind. If you're just starting out, or if you're thinking of getting locks and you're afraid of that phase of your locks being ugly, I want you to consciously try to make it an effort to get that out of your mind. There's no such thing as an ugly stage. Like, there's no such thing as an ugly stage. Is there going to be a phase where your locks will be really frizzy and sticking out in random places and not like obeying you when you style and things like that? Like, definitely, no matter who you are, as long as you intend to start this like lock journey, you're going to have that phase where your hair is going to be really frizzy and all over the place, except if you are constantly making sure that your locks are manicured, and that will eventually damage your locks. So no one wants that. So if you're going through the lock process, allowing your locks to actually form, you cannot escape it. You're going to have that phase where your locks are going to look frizzy and like frizzy basically, but that does not mean that you're going to have an ugly stage. The ugly stage is a thing of the mind. If you believe that you're going to have an ugly stage, then you're definitely going to have an ugly stage. Ugly stage starts from the head. Now I know that sounds really cliche because almost everyone says it, but it's actually true. If you think your hair is ugly, right, you act like your hair is ugly, your energy will be of one that thinks her hair is ugly. And there's this thing, you're like, your energy actually, people kind of like give you back the energy that you already portray. I don't know if that makes sense. So if you think your locks are ugly, if you think your hair is ugly, people will sense that, and that would eventually affect how they see your locks or how they see your hair. And that will also mean that since you think your hair is ugly, they will also think your hair is ugly, and it's just going to be a cycle of everyone thinking that your hair is ugly. So you first have to the first thing you need to do is change your mindset. There is no such thing as an ugly stage. You only have an ugly stage if you believe that you have an ugly stage. There's no such thing as an ugly stage. So get that out of your mind. I know that can be difficult because especially if you are someone that you have always been used to having a certain kind of look, and then all of a sudden you now have your hair looking all frizzy and things like that. It can be a lot to adjust to. But you have to consciously try to make it an effort to keep telling yourself that your hair is beautiful, your hair is gorgeous, your hair is nice and things like that. Those of you that are not new to my channel, you guys saw my journey from the very beginning. Like, from the very first day, I keep looking at my hair and I keep saying like, oh, like, you're so cute, you're so pretty, you're so this and that and that. Even though I believed it, because I went into the lock journey understanding that I'm going to have that phase of my locks looking frizzy and everything. So I made it a conscious effort to always pronounce positive things about my locks, always saying that my locks are beautiful. So it was actually the thing is, the more you keep saying something, the more you start to believe it. So if you're someone that you're going through that phase right now, and to you're looking at your hair and you're like, this looks a mess, like there's nothing nice about this, just keep telling yourself, keep saying it out loud. Look yourself in the mirror, even if you do not believe it yet. Just look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that, ooh, your hair is cute. Hype yourself up, hype your hair up, and it's just a matter of time before you start to actually see the beauty in the frizz that you have. And when you see the beauty in your hair, like when you start to see your hair as beautiful, your confidence changes. Like, the way you carry yourself changes. You start to walk confidently everywhere you go, like you're walking around with someone that knows that her hair is beautiful, and people see that energy. And that the thing is, when you move around confidently, like, there's just something really beautiful about confidence. So even if your hair looks a mess, if you are stepping out confidently, many people, even eventually, they will start to see that confidence as beauty, and eventually people start to see your frizzy hair, your frizzy locks, or whatever as beautiful. Like, this is a principle that I have practiced over and over again, and I can tell you that it works. So try it and come back to tell me how well it worked for you. So the next thing you need to do to get past the ugly stage is, after believing that your locks are beautiful even when you are in that frizzy state, the thing is, understand that your locks are beautiful will help you to actually come up with more creative ways to make that frizz, I'm not going to call it ugly, to make that frizzy stage beautiful. Like when I first started my lock journey, if you guys watch my older videos, you guys see my hair has not always looked like this. You know, when I first started out, my hair was more like an afro, and there was a point where the back was just weird. The shape was weird. Looking back now, back then I was like, oh, the shape of my hair is so cute, and so this, so that, and things like that. But when I look back at old videos, I'm like, oh, like what was this, like what was going on here? The shape was not actually that nice, like especially the backs are just, it was just sticking out weirdly, you know. But because I made myself believe that it was beautiful, it actually gave me room to actually be able to relax and let my hair flourish and come up with like styles that brought out the beauty of the state of my hair. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you believe that your locks are beautiful, you give your locks room to actually flourish, right? And it actually opens your mind to be able to come up with more creative ways to style your locks in such a way that it eventually starts to look beautiful. I don't know if that makes sense, you know. So I'll give myself, for example, now, like how I came up with this style. It's not like I was sitting down, like forcing myself, and I came up with this style. Like, I was just, normally I sleep on a satin pillowcase. I don't sleep on a scarf. So most times, and I sleep like backwards and like this, you know. So most times when I would wake up, I'll notice that the middle of my hair will be like all scattered and fluffy, then the sides will be compressed, and that was how I came up with this style. I was like, oh, it always looks like this normally because this is how I sleep. So I just decided to just wear it like this, and over time it just progressed into like looking like this. And now people think I intentionally went somewhere to get my hair styled like this, but that was actually not what happened, because I allowed my hair to flourish. Like, I believed my hair was beautiful, so I was not constantly trying to do anything, you know, and it just eventually just, you know, formed its own style. And that takes me to my next point of what to do to get through the ugly phase. Let your locks be. I know it can be difficult, especially if we are starting out with hair that has probably shrunken to like really short hair, or if you are starting out with short hair in the first place. You know, it's going to look kind of weird, you know, because at that point where your locks are short, styling will be very difficult. And if you're someone that you've been used to having long hair, having short hair, like coming up with styles for the short hair may be kind of tricky. And that's why how you find so many people trying to pack here, pack there. Like, they're always constantly trying to do different things to their locks. And the thing is, if you're always styling your locks, right, your locks will be assuming several shapes at different times. And because your locks are still short, like if your locks are long, you can put it up in a bun one day and bring it down. Because it's long, like it's easier to style, right? But if your locks are short, there isn't much you can do. And most times when you're trying to style short locks, you're pulling excessively and tugging excessively just to make it to fit into the style. And at the end of the day, when you're done wearing that style, it's going to be difficult for your locks to fall in a nice way, you know, as opposed to just letting your locks flourish and just let your locks fall naturally. That's the best advice I think I can give anyone that is starting out and you're trying to get past that frizzy state. Just let your locks fall naturally. Allow your locks to get a vibe and just form its own vibe. Don't, at that early stage, I just feel that you should just let your locks fall how they want to fall. Don't be too particular about styling, because when you're constantly styling, that will make your locks look even more awkward. It will make your locks look awkward, because let's say you put your hair up in a bun today, right, and then the next day you want to put it in a low bun. Because your locks are short, it's going to be difficult for your locks to come down now that you are done wearing the bun. Now you want it to come down, you know, and it will get to a point where your locks will probably, especially if your locks are, if you have a lot of shrinkage, as your locks shrink, it will get to a point where your hair will no longer be able to be in the bun or whatever style that you're putting it in. And because you have been constantly styling your hair in that particular way, your locks are used to being in that style, so it's going to be difficult for your locks to assume any other style. So I would say that if you're just starting out, your locks are still short and things like that, just allow your locks to fall naturally. And I feel like this is also very important for people who have loose natural hair. Even if you don't have locks, if you have loose natural hair, when you're just starting out, you still have a teeny weeny afro, just let your hair be. Let it be an afro. Don't always try to be styling here, packing there. Just allow your locks to fall naturally. Allow your hair to fall naturally how they want to fall. And at the end of the day, you're going to see that your hair will naturally just form a shape and a style that will be best for it without you doing anything, and it's going to look like you did something for your locks to look that way, you know. Now the next tip that will help you to get through the ugly phase is water is your friend. I used to say this a lot when I was a loose natural, and now that I have locks, I can tell you that water is your friend. Now you don't have to get your hair soaking wet every day, because like if you are constantly wetting your hair, like soaking wet every day, you're going to have a lot of marine on your roots and things like that. And if you're someone that you don't know how to deal with that, that can be a lot, you know. So you don't have to constantly drench your hair in water every day, but get yourself a nice spray bottle that sprays with a wide diameter, so that with just a pump you're getting spritz of water in a large area of your hair, right? That will do your hair so much good, and that will help your locks to fall nicely. Now every morning I have a spray bottle where I just spray my hair, you know, because when I wake up my hair doesn't look like this. When I wake up, like it's usually kind of scattered, you know, it doesn't look like this. So what I do is I take a spray bottle, just lightly spritz my hair, fluffy fluff, and just, like, you know, shape it into the shape that I want. Water is your number one setting spray when it comes to locks. Water will help you to style your locks, like will help your locks to fall nicely, and to help you to form nice styles that you never even imagined that your hair could assume. Like, make sure that whenever you want to do anything to your hair, you want to style your hair or things like that, get your spray bottle. Spraying your locks will make your locks more malleable, and that will make it easier for you to, if at all you want to style, that will make it easier for you to style. And when you're done with whatever style you want to do, spray. Like, water is kind of like a reset for our hair, whether you have locks or whether you have loose natural hair. So spraying your hair with water will just help to reset your hair. So let's say I put my hair in a bun today. When I'm back home, I'll just spray my hair to put my hair back into its default position, you know, and that will just help your locks look nicer, despite the fact that you are in the frizzy phase of your lock journey. Now another thing I would say that will help you to get past the awkward stage is, do not be obsessed with retwisting. Because retwisting too tightly or retwisting too frequently will just make your locks or like your hair very, very scalpy. By scalpy I mean your scalp is going to be showing everywhere, and when your hair is scalpy, it's actually a little bit more tricky to style when your hair is scalpy than when your hair is full. I know some people may not agree with me, but hear me out. Look at my like if your hair is like full and fluffy, you can like, it's easier for you to style because you can basically wear your hair how you would wear it if you were loose, right? But if you are constantly twisting and tugging, that will make your locks like too compact and too slim and too scanty, and it will make it a little bit more difficult for you to style and for you to do things really, especially if you are still in the short lock phase with a lot of frizz. So I would say embrace the frizz. Do not be too obsessed with twisting and retwisting your hair. Just allow your frizz be, you know, and that will give you more options when it comes to styling your locks. Like, seriously, like frizzy locks have more styling options than like compact, tight, manicured locks. So another thing that will help you get past the awkward phase is moisturizing your locks. Whatever moisture means to you, whatever it is that you need to moisturize your locks, water is very important when it comes to moisturizing, obviously, you know. And if you're someone that you like to apply a little bit of oil here and there, you know, things like that, it will also help. But do not overdo the moisture. I see so many people who have starter locks overdoing the moisture, and so they end up with hair that is weighed down. When your locks are weighed down, they are going to be more difficult to style. Like when your locks are like fluffy and frizzy, styling is actually much easier. Like when I say styling, I'm not saying that you should go out of your way to style your hair, but I'm saying like for it to just look nice when it falls naturally. It generally looks better when your hair is like fluffy as opposed to when it is like weighed down with products. So moisturizing your hair is good, but keep it as minimal as possible. You don't want to weigh your hair down with products, because if you weigh your hair down with products, then it's going to look weird. Lastly, I just want to say that everyone will go through the frizzy phase, no matter no matter who you are. You're going to, if you intend to go through the natural route of like locking your hair and allowing your hair to bud and freeze up and, you know, lock up and things like that, everyone is going to have to go through the frizzy phase. But frizzy phase does not automatically mean ugly phase. Now it's all so many other things that you do to get your hair to look a certain way that may eventually make your hair start to look awkward when it is worn down. So if you just allow your hair be, allow your locks be, you are going to get, like, time will go by very fast and your locks will look nice like forever. You're not going to have the ugly phase if you're not constantly over styling. I feel like over styling is one of the main reasons why people have an ugly phase, because when you pack your hair in one way, it will be difficult for your hair to fall when you're done wearing the style. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Those are all the tips I have to share. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time on my channel and you like to see more videos from me, you like to see how my locks progress, then definitely subscribe and make sure you click the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video you get a notification. Thank you so much for watching.